This is Judge Joe Brown, and you're watching We All Be News TV, the
News-free Dixie.
News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Please welcome them one after the other. But first, Congresswoman Waters.
Wow, what a celebration. To Mrs. Lillian Gregory and all 10 children, grandchildren, relatives, friends, and all who loved Dick Gregory. I am so pleased and proud to be here with you this evening, and I want to thank you for organizing a real celebration. I want to thank you for not having one of those services where you just rush everybody out, not wanting to stay, and saying, shut up, be quiet, don't talk too long, because I'm going to talk as long as I want to. I love Dick Gregory. He was my friend, my advisor, my counselor, my hero. And Lillian, I want you to know I have a great appreciation for you, who you are, the mother, the wife, the friend, but a friend to all of us. How many times have I interrupted you late in the evening looking for Dick, trying to get him someplace, and how you worked with all of us to help get him scheduled, to make sure he showed up. And while there were others in the entertainment community, in the entertainment world, who paid a lot of people who didn't care anything about them to manage them and to schedule them and all of that, you were it. You did it all for Dick. Thank you so very much. We love you. And so we're all here to celebrate Dick's life and to pay tribute to his extraordinary contributions, not only to his family and his friends, but to our society, to this country, to the world. And today, you have all heard over and over again about all of his tremendous and awesome talent. You've heard about his genius. You've heard, of course, and you know about his civil rights advocacy, his politics, his humor, his wisdom, vision, and uncanny ability to dissect personalities, events, national and international problems and occurrences. I have sat with Dick for hours, and he would come with stacks of newspapers from all over the world, and we would talk. No, he would talk. And I would listen, and he would explain to me what was really going on in the world in his own fashion. And he taught me to look twice at people. He taught me to pay attention, because he said you can't always pay attention to what they say. It's what they do. And so I listened, I paid attention, and because of that, it has brought me to a time and place in my life where I've taken off the gloves. I've decided that I have no fear. I've decided that I don't want to be safe. I'm not looking for who likes me and who does not like me. It's time for all of us to walk in the walk of Dick Gregory. Did you like him? Did you love him? Did you care about him? If you liked him, if you loved him, if you care about him, you gotta stop being weak. You gotta stop speaking that which you don't mean. You've gotta stop skinning and grinning. It's time to stand up and deal with the problems of this country. And so the last time I saw Dick was in St. Louis. I was there because every Mother's Day, we do a Mother's Day luncheon for my entire family. All the kids, grandkids, everybody come. We exchange gifts. We laugh. We talk. We talk about our successes, our failures. We pray. We do all of that. But I was anxious to do my part and get out and get away because Dick Gregory was in town. And being from St. Louis, you know St. Louis love Dick Gregory. And so I went to the place where he was performing, and I tried to get in. And the line was long. And I looked for someone who looked as if they had some authority. And I said, I'm a friend of Dick Gregory's, and I want to get in. I don't have a ticket. And they said, And I said, can you help me? He said, wait just a minute. And he never came back. And then I walked the line, and I said hello to a lot of people. Hi, how are you doing? Now, normally when I go home to St. Louis, people are very nice, and they greet me very warmly. And they ask me how I'm doing. But as it turned out, these sisters who were standing in line went like this in only the way a St. Louis sister can do. They didn't see me, they didn't hear me, because they were there to see their Dick Gregory. That's how people feel about him. That's why people waited in line to hear him one more time. And so here I was with Dick Gregory, and he was on stage. It was rare. It was precious. It was wonderful. And I want you to know that Dick Gregory knew my mother. And he came to her little kitchen. And my mother was quite senior when he met her. But he sat in her kitchen and he ate her food, even though it didn't taste as good as it used to when she was younger. And she loved him. And so thinking about her being there on Mother's Day, going to see him, brought back a lot of memories. My mother is not with us. She died 3 years ago. But we still do this ceremony. And I want to thank Bill and Camille Cosby. Bill and Camille Cosby, they sent a tree that we planted for my mother, and that tree is flourishing on the lawn of the Gateway Center. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a politician. I'm not supposed to thank Bill and Camille Cosby. A friend in need is a friend indeed. And if you can't stand with your friends when they need you, you're not worth your salt. And so, those who don't like what we say or do, those who think maybe you have too much money, you know too much, you're too uppity, they're going to talk about you, they're going to undermine you, they're going to discredit you, and if you can't stand with your brothers and sisters when it goes down, don't talk about how much you love Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory gave up everything. He gave up a fortune to be about black business. What are you going to do? Don't you dare come here tonight and talk about how much you loved him and then go to work tomorrow and skin and grin. Scratch where you don't itch. Laugh when it's not funny. It's time for us to have the courage to do what we need to do, and if ever there was a time, it is now. I wish that I had the counsel of Dick Gregory in those hours that we spent together. Yes, I learned an awful lot. I'm at a time now where I wish I could sit with Dick because I've got work to do. I'm cleaning out the White House. We're going to sanitize the White House. We're not going to take what is happening in this country. Haven't you taken enough? And then comes along this person. This person who does not respect you. This dishonorable human being who cheats everybody. This dishonorable human being who will lie at the drop of a hat. This dishonorable human being who have the alt-right and the KKK and everybody else inside his cabinet. This dishonorable human being who can criticize everybody but Putin and Russia. Did he collude with Russia? I bet you Dick Gregory would tell me, yeah, he did it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight because, yes, I'm reclaiming my time. He really was telling us and talking about the plight of our people. Still, when they talk about the economy is doing better, our men are jobless. Our children cannot depend on us to make sure they have a decent quality of life. And yes, we have children that are problematic and are doing things that we would not like them to do. And we know what's going on in many of our cities, and a lot of people point to Chicago. But the first thing we must do is understand these kids have been dropped off of America's agenda. It is ours to love them and to embrace them and to work with them and have them understand that we're going to speak up for them, that we're not going to crawl back, that we're not going to hide because we don't have the guts and the courage to stand up for what is right. And so, Dick, I know you're listening to me. And I don't know who else is listening to you, but I'm listening to you. You're in my heart. You're in my ear. And so, not only am I talking about reclaiming time, I'm talking about creating a whole new time. This is our time to lead America. This is our time to understand too many sacrifices have been made. You saw the children of the slain civil rights leaders on this platform today. You know the sacrifices that they have made. And we're going to let someone come along like this thing in the White House and dishonor us all, dishonor the children that have had to sacrifice? I don't think so. And I know even my colleagues get very upset. Some get afraid when I say impeachment. When I get through with Donald Trump, he's going to wish he had been impeached. I feel it very deeply. I am so offended by him, and I love my people so much that I am not going to put up with it. I'm going to say impeach 45 every day. Impeach 45 every day. Impeach 45 every day. Thank you, Dick, for inspiring me. Thank you for inspiring us all. I will never forget the lessons you have taught me. Thank you.